Yes.
Here's your tree.
Oh, thank you.
All right. If you need more wood, I have some more wood. Okay. Where do you want me to put this?
Oh,
Here, I'll take it.
okay.
Alrighty.
On your thing, I'll go get that.
All right.
The fire looks good.
Taking a while. 2x4s are the best.
Here's your lighter and this. Let me go get my mom.
We'll let that cook for a while.
Thank you.
Yep.
Car open.
No. Let me give you the.
There you go. Nothing like the crackle of wood like that.
Yep.
I love it. Remember, Jim, when you first got your motor home, you used to burn pine in it?
Yep.
That crackled all right. That did. You guys have a little heater in there?
Jim just gave us one.
Oh.
Otherwise, we were just going to use quilts.
Oh, geez.
I mean, sleeping bags.
You know what works good? It's a hair dryer. When you get inside your...
Oh, okay.
You warm it up and then you get in it.
That would make sense, yeah.
Stays warm a little while.
Yeah, but then if you get cold at night, you just crank it on and just aim it in there. And
Oh.
Our Dixie used to like that. Our first stocks.
I bet, yeah. Probably felt good. Plus, it dried her hair.
yeah.
Here's the Diet Coke, Jim. Right here.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Nick, you want Diet Coke? No, I'm good, thanks. Thank you.
You want a beer?
No, thanks.
I think you ended up like that.
So do you guys have decorations up at your house?
A little bit.
We got the tree up.
Yep, got the tree up and got some stuff outside.
What's
Not
on?
the usual lights.
What's that?
What's on your tree?
Oh,
Do you have ornaments that have stories? Like Robin has. Every ornament has a story.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
some.
We have some, yes. Yep.
Everyone. If you were to, you could take a tour of that tree. She'll tell you a story for each one.
That's neat.
We have our three-piece nativity set outside that has a light shining on it.
Large.
Oh,
How
nice.
big is it?
It's I would
The
say
characters are about 3 feet.
It's pretty big.
Good
Yeah.
size, yeah.
it's plastic.
About 3
That's very
feet.
pretty. And we have
A couple of Santa Clauses out there
some Christmas wreaths
with
on
spotlights
the
on them.
windows.
Uh-huh.
Robin
that
has
looks
2
pretty.
stockings attached to the wall by the tree,
Uh-huh.
and the story behind them is that Bev made them for Cal, right?
No, for my uncle.
For your uncle.
My uncle was a hunter, and he had real thick ankles. So
Thick ankles.
I knitted him a pair of red socks,
Ah.
hunting socks.
Wow.
And then my aunt had made some fancy characters,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas characters, small ones, but a lot of intricate hand stitching on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I put those on the socks for the man clothes. Wound up never using the socks.
Ah.
And then I gave it to
Me. I always thought,
TJ.
yeah, when they were
Two sons
little.
and 2 kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, don't burn that. That's a work of art.
Yeah. That's what the art came from.
Remember the old-fashioned, real tall, pointy glass ornaments?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the silver and the
Yeah.
red and the...
They break easy.
Yes, they
Yeah,
break.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. They start out with a point
Yes.
on the bottom and
Yep.
the top, and then they
A bowl.
graduate to mine are more corners, or you know,
Ah.
they're not round.
Ah, okay.
That
Yep.
way. I got they're from my aunt.
Oh, wow.
Remember the ones that bubble?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
They were like
Yeah.
water.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were
I
filled.
don't
They
have
were,
them anymore. They all wore out.
We have one ornament from the TV show Friends,
Wow.
and it is a little figurine of Monica, right? With,
Yeah.
with a turkey on her head.
Ah,
And if you push the button, she says it's actual recording of the actress saying a line from the show.
ah.
I can't remember what the line is,
Yeah,
but
that's pretty
Wow.
funny.
I have one trumpet left. That's a real ornament.
Uh-huh.
It's about 5.5, 6 inches
Mhm.
long, and you can blow in it still, but it doesn't have a sound. It
Yeah.
used to have a sound.
Yep.
It's all
Oh,
glass.
gee. Nice.
Yep.
Oh, neat.
Would you like a beer?
No thanks.
Nick, would
Oh,
you
no,
like
thanks.
a beer?
You know what's
Sure.
missing, Nick?
What?
Is your Christmas ornament that I got you. That's the motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of fat-looking
Yes.
thing. It's not on the thing.
oh, you got to get that.
Oh, no.
That's you.
To check and see.
It's mercury glass.
Oh my God.
We have a pretzel on our tree,
Ah,
and we have
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross on our tree.
ah.
So we have Bob Ross.
That's neat.
We
You know the
have
highwayman paintings?
yes.
Yeah.
One of my friends in Ocala, the only one who's still living, the painter from the highwayman, he came and did an art class. And she went to it in Ocala.
Oh, really?
And I thought,
Yeah,
wow.
we had those a couple years ago
Wow.
because we had their whole
The art gallery, the Appleton?
yeah, we had all the paintings in there.
Uh-huh. Oh, gosh.
It's the only one left is Mr. Black. He's the only
Oh, that's a
black
white
man
man's
in
work.
there.
That's nice.
Oh, really?
That
He's
is
the
really
one that
nice.
went and my friend got
What's
the
nice,
paint
it's not
with.
windy where the smoke's
Oh,
blowing in your
so
face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Where's
nice.
Ramona?
oh, she doesn't do these things.
That's pretty cool.
She doesn't do the smoke and the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
My grandfather had these ornaments on his tree. They were birds, like hummingbird type ornaments.
Oh, really?
And they had bristles for the tail.
They were glass, right?
Glass. And they had a little
Oh, yeah.
clip on the
Yeah,
bottom.
I got about 2 of them left.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Did you get to get any?
No. I remember his tree, though.
Oh, gosh.
Well, my grandfather, we'd go up there. I can remember going up there one time. They lived on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big dining room, and off the dining room were those big pocket doors. They
Ah.
opened up into a living room, which nobody ever used.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it was only 10 by 10 or 12 by 12. It was
Right.
big.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a tree, but with the real candles on it.
Ah, oh, yeah.
Because they didn't have electricity till
Yep.
1944.
Wow.
Probably didn't have a lot of candles, did they? Anna? Do you remember?
No, not a lot of candles, and you really only lit them. Well, I only saw them lit once.
Mm-hmm.
you'll be afraid of
I remember
fire.
seeing people.
Yeah, really.
And of
Stuff
course,
like that.
see,
Oh,
the
yeah.
trees were cut down from their property. You know,
So they were all,
on the
they were
farm.
cut down that day, so they're
Yep.
still
Yeah.
wet.
Mm-hmm. Well, back in the day, people used to decorate their tree on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
My father went to work till noon on Christmas Eve, and then he'd come home and put the tree up,
Yep.
and the lights, one went out, they all went out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that was always
And you had to take one bulb out at a time.
Oh, what a
to find out which
pain.
one was-
What a pain.
I remember those.
Yep. We had the big lights on our tree.
Yeah, the hot ones that got hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had every year we go out and get a tree. It was either on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
That's when my mom was working at the beauty shop.
Mm-hmm.
Because my dad would take the two of us out
Yep.
with our 1968 fastback Volkswagen.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
He'd go out to the tree lot and said, "Yeah, that one will work." Then we get home and it's about 1.5 feet too tall every year.
Yep.
He wouldn't
like
measure.
big trees.
He'd get it in the house
Mm-hmm.
and then lean it up, and the thing's going, like this.
We'd have a
And
green
then
ceiling all the time.
and then
Green
he would
ceiling.
cuss up a store
Uh,
and then take it outside and
oh yeah.
take it. Didn't measure.
Yep.
Take it back in and went, and then he'd cuss again, saying this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally get it in there. He gets it straight, and then he would put on the lights, and he was done.
That was it.
Well, we always had to wait till really the next day because it was always so cold.
Yeah.
And it took a while for that to heat up.
Right.
All the
Kinda
limbs to
open up.
come down.
Yep.
But he always put the lights on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was done. Get a beer, and I'm done.
Yeah, that's it.
So who did the rest of it?
We did.
Yeah,
We strung popcorn.
right. Popcorn and then
Whenever I see photos of old Christmas trees, they look horribly decorated. They look like a mess. Like today's Christmas trees are more manicured, but these have. It's like people just threw stuff on.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah. My mother and father. My mother used to yell at my father every time. You got to put one piece of tinsel on at a time. Don't
One.
clump.
A single
Don't
one.
clump.
Come on, that's
Don't
right.
clump. And my father, when she's not looking, don't tell your mother. And he'd go.
Oh, good for him.
And my mother would yell. I said, "Okay, you do it then."
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
familiar.
the rules at our house.
Yep.
One piece of tinsel every time.
That's right. One at a time.
That's the ladies' rules.
Yep.
The men knew how to do it right. Just get rid of that stuff as quick as you can.
And up there, they used to celebrate St. Nicholas Day, too.
Oh, yeah.
We'd always get a,
Yeah, I think it was the first of about the 7th of the month or something like that.
like one of those big gray socks, they make the monkey puppets out or whatever.
That was Dad's son.
It was full of fruits and all sorts of things and little comic books or something like
Yep.
that for me.
And we used to have at our Christmas parties, there's always trays of nuts out and chestnuts and
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
people would just sit around.
Chestnuts were the
cracking
ones that
nuts.
were impossible to open, right?
Oh yeah. We'd roast them. They were easier when they were.
Oh, Brazil nuts. That's the one that was hard to
yeah,
open.
but they are so good once you get them open. You had to use the picker to dig the meat out.
Right.
Yeah.
You always had walnuts?
Walnuts. Yeah,
Yep.
those big ones in the shell.
I never liked the chestnuts.
No, they
were roasted. Chestnuts roasting.
Yeah.
I never. We tried it, and it just.
yeah, it didn't
I don't
taste
think
that.
It's the song that makes you want to try it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I did it in the fireplace in that old mobile home
Uh huh.
because I had a little popcorn popper.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said put it in there, and I did. And then the outside of the shell got tender, which then it could peel open, and then you could
Right.
eat the. And it just
How did it taste? Well, it doesn't have any salt on it. If you
Yeah,
have,
there was no.
Yep.
It was just kind of.
I think you have to acquire a taste.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, it's that song that makes you want to try it.
The nostalgia. That's right. My dad had, and all of his brothers, because they did a lot of physical work, they had a lot of calluses on their hands and stuff, and they'd grab these thing of walnuts and just go.
Oh,
My gosh.
My Uncle Joe used to go and take the turkey out of the oven with no mitts.
oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well,
he
they-
worked for the city, and he'd
They get the man card.
and he used to take his cigar and put it out in the palm of his hand.
Oh, gee.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
Nick, can you push that one log back? There's a stick hanging out of the box.
Yep.
That one big log, push it in the middle. Look at that. Hey, you could probably put a couple more on while you're up.
Yeah, well, may as well.
Over another long on the fire.
Did you guys have music as a tradition in your home? Either played by you guys or records or something?
Records. We'd have Perry Como and Bing Crosby and Dean Martin and all that.
But you didn't sit around and spin it?
No.
Like in the song?
We did on Christmas Day. We went over to my dad's mom, and my Uncle Clyde would play guitar.
Yeah.
My cousin would play
Hawaiian
accordion, but they'd play it and we'd sing Christmas carols.
and your grandpa would play the fiddle. Yeah, and then we had a book from the Grand Ole Opry, and we'd be in the dining room, and the musicians would be in the front room because the front room was, I swear, 10 by 10. It was so
Wow.
small.
If that big.
Yep.
Yeah.
If that big.
And then there was a bunch of kids that would come in the front door from, we had a lot of relatives.
Mm-hmm.
My father's, my husband's side, and they'd walk through the living room and walk through the dining room, and we'd be singing, and they wouldn't want any part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd go in the kitchen, and all of a sudden they'd come and whisper, "Have you got another song book?" So we got a song book that everybody was singing.
Wow.
And my sister-in-law had really good voices.
Mhm.
And while my husband had a wonderful voice, and his brother had a good voice.
Yep. One of the most colorful Christmases that we had when we were kids, we visited on Christmas Eve my aunt and uncle who had a place in Bricktown, New Jersey,
Oh, okay.
and that's near the shore.
Bricktown?
Bricktown.
Oh, it's near the water.
Yes. And
Where in New Jersey? Like you said, near the shore. Upper, lower?
mid
Okay.
to mid-southern, and they had a huge what did they call it? It wasn't a canal, but it was
Lake.
no, it wasn't a lake. It'll come to me.
Tributary.
It was at
Canal.
least
A lagoon.
A creek.
no.
An ocean.
A drainage ditch.
It was at
Sewer.
least it was at least 25, 30 yards wide.
Oh my.
And everybody had docks in the water, and by that time the water had froze.
Oh.
A pond.
No,
Golden pond.
and people would have different colored lights shining out onto the frozen water,
Oh, wow.
Oh my.
and everybody
gosh.
would skate.
Oh.
And everybody would, and you would skate, and you would look as you're going by people's houses, and you see people sitting in front of their fireplace,
Oh.
and and some people brought out speakers and had Christmas music playing,
That's a postcard.
and then it started
Yeah,
to
right.
snow. Then it started to snow, and everybody's out on the ice.
My
and,
gosh.
I mean, that
my.
was
You're making a Hallmark movie right now.
Oh, it was just beautiful.
It's
Were
a
you ice
storybook.
skating?
Yeah.
I
Wow.
ice skated twice.
Isn't
Yeah.
that wonderful?
I
it
took
was-
2 steps each time.
It
and
must
that
have
was
been
it.
beautiful.
And then I just drug myself after I was on the ice.
Yep.
And I just crawled off the ice onto the bank.
Ah,
Took off the ice skates and forget it.
and that's it.
How old were you? 5, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, I think around
She
5.
skated,
Mhm.
I like to skate.
she's
But everybody's sitting in front of their fireplaces with blankets over them and drinking whatever, hot chocolate or something.
Yeah.
Blanket.
You know.
Yeah, I could have
And some people were just sitting there looking out their glass sliding doors, looking at people, skating and stuff.
Oh.
It was just beautiful.
Christmas card.
Yeah.
It was.
It is.
It
That's
was.
beautiful. I bet
So-
everybody was friendly and
You need to
talkative.
Oh,
write,
yeah.
and all that.
You need to write that down as you described it just then.
Yep. I mean, it was just such a beautiful memory,
Because you know what he would do? He'd paint it.
Ah,
Seriously, what you described there is just everybody's vision of what they would like to see.
yep.
That's the epitome of a card right there.
The snow capped it off.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
Of course, always.
I bet you with those flakes coming down. And,
You know,
And of course, that's every Hallmark movie. So
yeah.
You left out the man and woman that hate each other and then they
No,
fall
no,
in
no.
love.
No.
Right, they start out hating each other.
and it's the same two people in every
Well,
movie.
what was nice is you would see
Same
all
two
the smoke
actors.
coming out everybody's chimneys.
Oh my gosh, it gets
I bet
better.
That's outstanding.
Does it get any better?
No, I know. I mean, it was
Wow.
Passing around chocolate chip
because we'd
cookies.
go out just it'd be dusk, so you can still see.
Right.
You know, and as it
Right.
got darker, one by one, people would flip their floodlights out onto the
On
ice
the
and
ice.
stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Wow.
I bet you there was a little dog just trying to get in, but he couldn't.
Yep.
Oh, what a wonderful memory you
Oh,
have.
that was. Yep, that's my favorite memory.
Kinda like
So
great.
if
Mom
boats
and
were
Pop
parked
Kettle.
there,
What's that?
if boats were parked there, then it must have been.
There was no boats.
Oh, I thought you said there were boat docks.
Nice.
Dogs.
Just
Docks.
Docks without boats.
Yes,
Okay.
in the winter.
in the winter, because
Like
people would take them out
fishing.
of the
Yeah,
because
right.
it froze.
Okay.
You know.
And
People would
and it
dry
wasn't
dock.
a lake. It was.
No, wasn't a lagoon. God, what did they?
It must
call
have been. It must have gone somewhere.
inlet?
In the docks, though.
A river.
What I'm trying to guess is, was it saltwater?
Some was brackish,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So then it has
which
to,
eventually it led to the Atlantic.
yeah, like an intercoastal thing.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'll have to look up Bricktown, see what we can find on the map.
Yep.
We lived near Lake Michigan, and up north where my uncle and aunt lived was on. It was. They'd go up and they would ice fish,
Oh,
but not
yep.
on Lake Michigan. It would be like where a tributary would come out, so it wasn't a real deep thing. So it would freeze, you know, and then they put their they call them shanties, up on that, like a tent, and then they drill a hole and sit around that hole with their fishing pole in there, and
That's neat.
Yeah, I've never done that. Never been ice fishing.
I always used to. We had woods across the street from our house in New Jersey, and nothing was as peaceful and serene and quiet as walking in the woods after a fresh snowfall.
Oh my gosh.
And you hear the crinkling of the snow.
And it's just so quiet. And I remembered one time seeing two cardinals on a branch with the snow in the back, and
my.
it just was really pretty.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And
Well, you
the-
paint with words.
You do.
The further you walked in to the woods, there was a little pond that was, I don't know, maybe 50 feet around, and branches and stuff hanging low and stuff like that. And the snow
Did it go
on it,
anywhere?
and it would freeze, and some of the neighborhood kids would be kind of skating on that, not with ice skates, but with their shoes.
Oh, okay.
We had a pond similar to
Yeah.
that, but
Did
it was
you go
like a
on there?
swamp,
Oh yeah,
and then it
Ice
would
skating,
freeze,
yeah.
oh yeah.
And,
It wasn't very deep. It
could
was
skate on that.
foot or so, but
Sure.
nonetheless, it was
No,
you know.
no,
It was
Yeah, it
still
was
frozen.
safe
How
enough.
about we
Yeah,
did?
hard
Yeah.
enough. Nice.
The city of Cudahy used to take all the baseball diamonds, come out there with the fire hoses, and they used to ice them
wow.
up for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So every baseball diamond in the parks, that was,
You could skate on it.
and then they would, like, the snow would be banked up
Mm-hmm.
to make the whole perimeter of the thing,
Yep.
and that would last however long. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, we had walked to a park, and I think it must have been 1.5 miles from where I lived. And we would walk down there, and they had a nice big place where and it was warm inside, and you put your skates on, and you'd skate around. But then on the way home, you had to walk that 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a long hike.
Yeah.
I remember going tobogganing, and they had these toboggan runs,
Mm-hmm.
ramps or whatever they call them,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd all go together. And my dad never did anything small. We had a '68 Volkswagen,
Mm-hmm.
and he bought a toboggan. Well, there's 4 of us in the family, so he bought a 12-man toboggan. I mean, you know, and so everybody is getting on this
Yep.
thing. and we're just going down this and back up and down it again.
But you know, when you're at the top, the guy up on the top, he makes sure your hands are in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
On those side ropes.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
It's an ice
Yeah, yeah.
It's an ice ride.
track.
Yep.
And then you're on there, and then he took the big lever and pulled it, and then
Something dropped in the front, so you
yeah,
could go.
and then down you went, and you know, that was quite a nice long ride.
And then you go, you can steer it. You know, everybody go to the right or the left. Whatever.
Now, how did you get back up?
You walked.
Oh, you
You
walked.
walked,
Yeah.
and then there was a rope, like a rope fence or something you could
You
help.
just pull up.
How
Yep.
about that, Marilyn?
Oh yeah, bear to the right,
Persistent.
bear to the right. So I mean, after you got off of the run, or sometimes you weren't on the run, you were just on the hill, and there was trees, and then the only thing you could steer with is your weight.
Ah,
So we'd
right.
say bear to the right. Well, she veered to the right,
Yep.
her pants
Yeah.
up the back seat.
And then we'd all go back to
That
the
was
house.
kind of a cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody would go back to the house, go in the basement. You drop your drawers because everything's wet,
Oh, yeah.
and you're in your long underwear,
Yep.
and you're just hanging everything.
Now, in the
up there.
basement, did you have an oil burner there or a furnace room?
No.
No.
You had a big
It was-
stoker.
Ah, right.
Furnace.
And,
We had
with a big coal bed.
well, we didn't.
Mhm.
You did.
Grandma had.
Yeah, Grandma
Yeah.
Grandma did. We didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there
it was
a
like what?
furnace.
What was it? 68 all year? Am I?
What?
The basement we had. Was it the same temperature all year long?
Well, it was nice and it was warm in the winter because
Yeah, because
Mhm.
you know when it's 30 degrees outside,
Oh,
you
yeah.
go down there it's 68.
Yep. Yep.
had a lot of parties down there.
Yep. We did too in our furnished basement. You know, it was
Our furnished basement was with a train layout.
Oh yeah.
it was what?
With a train layout.
Ah, yep.
4x8 sheets of plywood and all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah, Dad did it in all knotty pine down there,
Oh, that's nice.
and it was very cozy. And he built in seats in there too,
Oh,
Like bench seats.
bench seats, because
Oh,
we
nice.
used to host quite a few parties, and he built a nice bar, and we hosted quite a few parties there.
Yeah, at her house there was.
Oh, yeah.
My grandpa made a nice bar. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of parties down there
Mm-hmm.
without us.
Played a lot of cards.
Oh yeah.
Yep, played
Yeah,
a lot
our
of
family
cards.
did too. We liked
Everybody
cards.
did up
Yep.
there. Everybody in that time.
Mm-hmm.
No matter
Well-
every week we'd go to some other place, some other relative's house or whatever.
Yep.
And you end up playing cards.
Yeah. Well, you know, people didn't have a lot of extra money
No.
to do any
Nope.
things that they're doing like now. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So, you know, that was your entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Sit around and play cards.
Yeah.
Either drink beer and eat hard pretzels,
That's
or
right.
Tom Collins
Oh yeah. Tom Collins.
And the
Yeah,
kids were
those are
always
too sweet.
not seen or heard.
upstairs
Yeah.
watching TV, watching Superman, or
And the only time that anybody would be involved with the kids is when there was all this quiet
mm-hmm.
and they couldn't hear anything. They knew something was happening.
That's right.
Then you'd hear, "What are you doing?" You know, and you'd hear all the.
Well, when
right.
Jim was small, of course, football was always big.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the guys were in the living room with the football, and of course they had to have a shot in the beer,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah.
guess there was a shot on the cocktail table or something, but he come marching through and he threw that shot down his throat. I was gonna die. Oh, God.
That's why I don't drink them now.
Oh, jeez. I don't know how old he was.
You guys had to
40.
sit on me to get me to drink it at my bathroom.
That's right. We did.
You guys might want to turn your heater on now
No, we're good.
Oh no,
to
we'll
see
wait.
if it will.
It'll work.
Beer up north that they used to drink up north, which was popular. You had Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yep.
You had
Made in Milwaukee.
yep,
You had Schlitz.
Schlitz and Schaefer.
Yeah.
Yep, made in Milwaukee.
Wait, if you were in Jersey, how about Ballantine?
Ballantine too.
That's right.
Yep. Ballantine. Of course, I was a kid. I didn't have any, you know. But
Yeah.
used to watch.
But you
Circus
sip
Parade
the
was
suds off the top, right?
That's right. That's right.
The Milwaukee Circus Parade was always sponsored by the Schlitz. It was called the Schlitz Circus Parade.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all those breweries down there, and then they started leaving,
Yep.
closing down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The buildings are still there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I thought Pabst was owned by the Pabst family.
The-
Sounds right.
I think it was Blatz and Pabst.
Miller. Well, I don't know the name.
He was a sailor. I don't know. Anyway, their ships, you know, that was a big harbor in Milwaukee. And anyway, I don't know if his father owned the line.
You want another
ship
piece
line
on
or
there?
What it was, but
Yeah, why not?
people with money know other people with.
Was there any more?
Oh,
in
sure.
there?
Pabst
Yeah.
got together and then married this big girl from the Blatz Brewery. Or there was a Pabst marrying into
The Black.
one of the beer